Hey, good evening. And today I'm gonna have a video topic is Kotlin multi-platform Room. As most of you know, Room was it's an Android library, part of the Jetpack. It's used for persisting some data in your Android device. And now, from the latest version, I think it's 2.5, it starts to support Kotlin multi-platform on both Android, iOS, and desktop. So today I'm going to show you a demo how to use Room in your Kotlin multi-platform project. Let's get started. Before we start, I'll just let you know, in my previous video, I mentioned Room is only available for Android. It's not ready for Kotlin multi-platforms, and it wasn't correct. And part of that is I asked the ChatGPT, but ChatGPT's info was outdated. So, and thanks to those comments in my channel, mentioning the latest Room has already been supporting and more platforms, desktop and iOS. Yeah, really appreciate that. And I'll bring you this video, show you how to add dependencies and how to set up the Room entities, database, DAO, etc. And then eventually show you the demo how it works on Android and desktop, and potentially iOS as well. Yeah, let's kick off. As you can see, here is a demo and KMP project. And in this project, I think the first, and in our tradition, we start with adding dependencies in our build Gradle and KTS file. And as usual, we got the two build Gradle KTS files. One is in the root folder. As you can see here, it's only a few lines of content. And what do we need to use? What do we need to add here is KSP. It's a plugin for Kotlin Gradle processing. So we need this tool to compile some of the Room annotations, etc. So we need this one here. Another one is Android X Room. We need this one. So the latest version now today is 2.7.1. So add these two lines into your project's root level build Gradle KTS file. That's the step one. And step two, let's go into the module level. In our KMP project, it would be the compose app, and there is a build Gradle KTS file. This file is a huge amount of contents here. It's most of our dependencies from here. As you can see here, we need to add the KSP in the plugin section as well on the top. That's the first one of the step two. And then let's go to here. Yeah, maybe jump this later. Yeah, let's jump to the common main dependencies. Here, we need to add dependencies for Room runtime, Room KTX, and Android X Room common. And one more is the Android X Circlite bundled. As you can see here, actually, on the desktop app, we need the Circlite support. So actually, as you know, in the desktop or even iOS native, what supports Room's implementation is Circlite behind the scene. So you can see here, actually, in the iOS, it's under Kotlin list of those iOS build, and for each, I think this first two lines already there before we add in Room, but this one is with new added, especially for Room. So it's linker opts 8 slash lsq Circlite 3. So this one is mostly used for iOS native. So yeah, don't forget this one. let's jump into this and maybe show you the package name in the TOML file. As you can see, the room KTX is Android X room KTX, and the version is the same. It's 2.7.1. It's all the latest room version. Another one is room runtime. It's Android X room runtime. Same room runtime version. Yeah, it's the same 2.7.1. You can use the same like maybe just a room version for all of them. Yeah, so it's no problem. And let's come back. Yeah, another one is the libs Android X room common. This one is the Android room common. It's also use the runtime version. It doesn't matter actually, because I generated automatically by the idea. So it's creates multiple versions, but they are all 2.7.1. So actually, you can use the same version here for the cleaner code looks. Also the room compiler here. So mostly what you need in the build Gradle file, the common main section is this file. It's a common part. And for Android, we need room runtime, room KTX. It's Android main. And for the desktop, we need room runtime. And for the iOS main, there's nothing here. I'll show you later. We got another section to add the KSP part. As you can see, it's in the Android part. We have another dependency sections, and this use the KSP because KSP is another plugin. It's not part of the normal dependencies, so we actually can't place the KSP inside our source sets. So if we put here, it got some error. So we have to put it separately on the Android dependencies. So yeah, Android, we need this room compiler here. Another thing we need is under the desktop, we need dependency KSP. So yeah. So that's all the dependencies we need to add. Yeah. And next step, I think once you add all of those dependencies in your build Gradle KDS file, is use the elephant. There could be a refresh icon here, pop up. If you got any changes, for example, if we remove a line, yeah, you can see here. It's just synchronize, or you can on the left sidebar and choose this hammer icon build, and then click this refresh sync Gradle project. Will do the same job for you. So once you click that one, it will take a few minutes and download all those dependencies into your local driver. So it will allow you to start coding. So next part, let's jump into the coding. And as you know, actually this part will start define room entity, room DAO, and room database here. You can create your own package structure. As you can hear in this example, we have a data layer package, and then we have a room folder. And under the room folder, we have all the files, classes we need for room. So firstly, we can create entity. It's a table in a database. So as you can see here, we have a data class noted with entity, and then you can follow this just the usual structure of the room. You can follow like the Android guidance, or like ask a GPT to generate one for you. Yeah, as you can see here, so mostly we have an ID, we have a name, we have a path, because this demo is for a file explorer. So we're gonna just have a few fields for a file in our operation system, right? We have a file name, we have a file path, have a date crate, have extension, etc. So yeah, and then you define your file DAO. It's basically some operation method like insert a record, update a record, like delete, or like and query some data based on some conditions. So you can see here, it's mostly we have an insert method, we have a delete all. I'll show you later in the demo how it works, and then I'll have a get all files here. So yeah, it also support suspend function for coroutines, and also you can return an entity or a list of entity. Yeah. And next step is a database. So in this database, we use a database annotation and have the entities declared here. And file as entity class version 1 is used for the upgrade in the future. Noted here is a bit difference from the Android room. Like we need to have this one more constructed by annotation. So we have an app database constructor class. So I'll introduce this later on. And yeah, as you can see here, actually we have this room database, and it returns a file DAO. So if you have multiple DAO or tables, so you would have multiple one here, right? But for our case, we only have a file DAO for demonstration, so it's just only one here. And another one is quite important is app database constructor. So you can see here is expect function, especially for the multi-platform purpose, and its return value is room database constructor, as you can see here, and its type is room app database, and there is a initialize function, need to override implement, and it returns room app database. It's a database name you defined for yourself. Yeah. And since this the actual like implementation of this app database constructor actually is not what you implement yourself. It's the system or the room plugin will help you generate those things. So actually you need to have surprise warnings here, because it's actually those actual implementation in the generated part. If you click this one, you can see, let's just do let's see if we can jump to the implementation. I think this will be an easier way. We just let's see if we can find go to the actual declaration. Yeah, as you can see here, it's actually in the generated part. And once you like sync your Gradle and like build your project, so actually those files generated automatically. So yeah, let's get back here. Yeah, that's a database creation for the room. And then the next one is a bit tricky one. It's called like a room app database builder. So actually it's your own class you created for gets the builder. So this builder, room database builder, is with a tab. So S actually is a system from the Android X rooms. But you need some way, because the builder is like you need to write some implementation by platforms by yourself. Each platform have its own builder. As we mentioned, like database, right? The Android or desktop, like you need to create your own DB file. So yeah, this file we need actually multi-platform differentiation in terms of the implementation details. So the purpose of this expect function is just to get the builder from each platform, and we can use it in the common part. And then we have a helper as well. In this helper, we take in the builder for each platform and use this builder to kind of like build the room app database. So this is a key part. Actually, it's not covered in the official documentation. So if you stuck here during your implementation, like you can just copy whatever I have in my demo and copy into your project. It should be working then. As you can see here, it's just some strategy and definition in the builder pattern. Like you can aid migration in the future if you have a more version to upgrade to. And set the driver is basically is for the desktop or iOS. You use the circlet driver, and also you set like the coroutine context. So if you haven't done this over the customer error, for example, if you go suspend function in the DAO, right, you can try out yourself. Like for example, comment this line and see how it goes. Yeah, but you'll get the error actually for the coroutines, and then build. And you will get this room map database instance. And then for this instance, actually, then you can get the DAO, right? Yeah, no, it's not here. So I'll show you later. Yeah. So I'll show you maybe the Android how to build the database, right? So this is actual function. So the purpose of this actually is mostly just taking the app context here in Android, and for the rest is could be no context required. Yeah, and then the get builder, we just call this function in the Android implementation. As you can see here, it's kind of the boilerplate, quite standard stuff. Yeah, it's room database builder, and then you take in the like the arguments you need for this implementation. Yeah, and this is for the Android. And then we go to desktop. This is common desktop. So the same package. We have a database builder, and you can see here, get this builder is copied from the Android official get. I can show you quickly. So where it's come from. Let me see. Right, you can see here the Android. Actually, this part is just copied from the documentation and of the official Android Studio development guide. And for the iOS is one, for the desktop is this one. If you see here, just a copy, right? It's copied here, so it's the same thing. And what we need to do is just change the name to room map database for our case, right? And then we call this function. You can make it a private for cleaner purposes. And then this eventually your goal is to pass this whatever the builder you have in each platform into this cross-platform get builder method, so you can get it from the common part, right? This is your final purpose and for this builder class. And for the iOS, it's the same. We can just copy those things and pass it through the multi-platform and actual class, actual function, get builder. So as you can see here, it's the same, right? And nothing fancy. So once we have defined everything, let's just fold all the platform and get back to the common main. As you can see here, the room map database, and what we need to do is one more thing to caution is we need to if we use corn, right? If we use corn, like this give you a bit hands like how to inject these things, because it's kind of like tricky in beginning. Yeah, you need to yeah, actually this line you don't need. You can comment this out. So mostly what you need is this room database initialize and the room database helper, and this builder is actually defined in each platform, as you can see here. Because actually you can see here in the common module we don't have this called room at database builder, right? But why is working is because like in each platform actually you provide this room database builder in Android, in desktop, Yeah, I won't show you one by one. But yeah, it's you need to provide this app database builder to your room database helper here, right? So it will link everything together in the dependency graph, so you can acquire them everywhere. And then eventually get this. If you like, just one more word for this. Like if you're not using Core or using some other dependency injection framework like a Dagger or something, you can just the purpose is just to get this instance, right? Room app database. Then you can get DAO and do the operations, right? Yes, basically that's it. And you can see the repository. We have the room database helper here. And then what you do is just get the DAO for room app database and file DAO. If you got more tables or more DAOs, you can get it from here. And then you can see the DAO insert, right? It's just a normal, like crude and database standard operations. So yeah, I'll quickly show you how it works. Let's execute on the desktop build quickly. Here we just insert a sample file, but actually there isn't file. It's just some sample record here, right? The last row is for room. For example, we get it now. It's actually nothing because we haven't added the file. And then we add one, and you get, you can see here, we get one file, and the file name is sample file, right? And we close this one, so we just to try to see if the data survive a reboot of the application. Then we run it again. As you can see here, we click the get. Yeah, you can see here it's like a store in file, so it won't be in the memory. You can still get the file after restart, right? And you can see click clear, and then you get a 0 file, right? And this is the desktop build, and also I'll show you the Android one. Yeah, let's make this bigger. Yeah, as you can see here, I've already installed this beforehand, and yeah, I think I've cleared it. Yeah, you can see here, get 0 file, right? It's get 0 file, file name is none, and we add one. You can see here, it's a get 1 file name is sample file, right? Let's also take a look at is if it survives the restart of the file. Yeah, we just kill the application and we restart. Yeah, we get this. You can see here, still get 1 file. File name is sample file. Boom. Yeah, everything working well. So cool. So if you want to build your own Kotlin multi-platform using Room as your database, so yeah, please go ahead and enjoy. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.